Taming the AI shadow. Is artificial intelligence safer than we are? Many prominent voices, like Stephen Hawking, Geoffrey Hinton, Elon Musk, and Nick Bostrom, have raised alarms about AI's potential dangers, especially due to its unpredictable and emergent behaviors. While those concerns are valid, indeed AI may not be as dangerous and unpredictable as we thought. OpenAI researchers have discovered that internal features within AI models correspond to distinct latent personas that influence behavior, such as sarcasm or toxicity, by examining model activations that become more prominent when the model misbehaves. They found a specific feature tied to toxic output, and demonstrated they could dial this behavior up or down by adjusting that activation, effectively steering the model toward or away from harmful personas. This insight helps expose and control emergent misalignment, where fine-tuning on insecure code can unintentionally trigger malevolent output. Encouragingly, OpenAI showed that a modest fine-tuning intervention, just a few hundred secure code examples, can realign the model. The discovery offers a promising avenue for interpretability-driven safety, allowing alignment teams to probe and adjust these internal components to build more transparent and controllable AI systems. In parallel, another approach that has shown great promise is constitutional AI, developed by Anthropic. This method fine-tunes AI systems using a set of human-written principles, essentially, a constitution, to guide model behavior without relying heavily on human labelers for each instance. Instead of simply learning from thousands of labeled examples of what is right or wrong, the model is trained to evaluate its own responses based on these guiding principles. The result is an AI that can reason about its behavior, reject harmful requests, and remain helpful in complex, ambiguous scenarios. When used in combination with internal activation-level interventions, constitutional AI provides a broader ethical scaffold while the latent feature tuning offers surgical precision. Together, they form a two-tiered safety net. High-level constitutional reasoning filters inappropriate behavior, and low-level activation adjustments reinforce or suppress subtle traits like sarcasm, manipulation, or hostility. Interestingly, constitutional AI draws an intellectual parallel with the constitutions found in democratic societies. Just as a nation's constitution is designed to define the limits of governmental power, protect fundamental rights, and enforce checks and balances, the AI constitution serves to constrain and guide the behavior of machine learning models. It establishes boundaries on what the AI can and cannot do, defining principles like harmlessness, honesty, and helpfulness as inviolable rules. The comparison extends further. Where a democracy relies on the interpretation and enforcement of its constitution by courts and institutions, constitutional AI embeds this interpretive mechanism directly within the model itself, enabling the AI to self-critique and align its actions with the predefined principles. As a psychologist and a data scientist, I found a resemblance between humans' shadow and AI's bad persona. Carl Jung was a Swiss psychology. He is best known for his concept of archetypes, which includes the shadow archetype. Jung's concept of the shadow refers to the unconscious, repressed parts of the human psyche, especially the traits we don't want to acknowledge, like aggression, selfishness, envy, etc. It's not just evil per se, but a hidden reservoir of impulses and desires that, when unexamined, can manifest in destructive ways. The shadow becomes dangerous not because it exists, but because it's unseen, denied, or unintegrated. Now compare that to what OpenAI described in their recent research. These bad personas are latent features within the AI model, internal patterns that aren't explicitly programmed but emerge through training. These features can express themselves in toxic, deceptive, or misaligned outputs, especially when the model is exposed to certain prompts or scenarios. In other words, these are undesirable behaviors that live beneath the surface, not deliberately designed, but learned indirectly. In this sense, it is similar to humans' shadows. That said, there's one key difference. The shadow in humans involves subjective experience and moral agency, while AI's personas are mathematical patterns, not conscious entities. Unlike people, AI systems have no intent, ego, or emotional baggage. When an AI behaves badly, whether it generates toxic text or insecure code, it is not out of malice but due to statistical patterns learned from data. That makes its misbehavior fundamentally different from human wrongdoing, which often stems from deeply ingrained desires or worldviews. Whereas human moral transformation is rare and unpredictable, AI behavior is in principle inspectable and correctable. As shown in research from OpenAI, developers can identify latent features inside the model that correlate with harmful outputs and then adjust or suppress them through targeted fine-tuning. Artificial intelligence doesn't resist change the way humans do. It has no ego to defend, no religious dogmas, and no entrenched political ideology. In this sense, it is more fixable than the human psyche. Moreover, constitutional AI adds another layer of control by instilling a consistent moral compass into the model's learning process. Rather than reacting to harmful behavior post hoc, it proactively aligns the model's responses with predefined values like helpfulness, harmlessness, and honesty. This makes it especially useful for addressing gray area queries where right and wrong are not clear-cut. While latent feature editing allows for highly targeted interventions, constitutional AI ensures that the broader decision-making context remains ethically grounded. Here lies a fundamental distinction between AI and human actors, especially authoritarian leaders. A human dictator, even when bound by a national constitution, can ignore or defy those constraints, disregarding court rulings, suppressing dissent, or rewriting the rules entirely. This vulnerability is intrinsic to human systems because of free will, ambition, and the capacity for moral compromise. In contrast, AI systems do not have free will, intent, or a self-preserving ego. Once an AI model is trained on constitutional principles and aligned properly, it cannot independently override or ignore its constitution. It is constrained not by trust or coercion, but by code. This makes AI, paradoxically, more governable than human agents' behavior. In that sense, when properly aligned and monitored, AI may actually be safer than people, not because it is inherently good, but because it is inherently obedient. However, this optimism needs to be tempered with caution. The danger with AI lies not in malice but in scale and speed. A misaligned model can produce harmful content orders of magnitude faster than any individual human and spread it globally in seconds. The fact that these undesirable personas emerge unintentionally from training highlights a deeper issue. We don't fully understand how complex behaviors arise in large models. Moreover, even well-aligned AI systems can be exploited by malicious users, so fixing the model itself is only part of the safety equation. Nonetheless, the core idea still stands. While humans are often impervious to change, AI systems can be monitored, adjusted, and retrained. The real challenge isn't that AI is inherently evil. Rather, the key point is that AI is too powerful, opaque, and still developing faster than our tools for governing it. But with the right interpretability and alignment techniques, including constitutional AI and internal feature modulation, AI shadow can be confronted, and unlike in humans, perhaps even tamed. So, what's your take? Are you still concerned about unintended consequences and the potential for AI to misbehave, or are you starting to see AI, especially when guided by thoughtful frameworks like constitutional AI, as potentially safer and more malleable than humans? If this sparked new thoughts or shifted your perspective, don't forget to share it with others on your social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And please subscribe for more discussions like this. Thank you for watching. Mahalo.